If you want to get back with your ex, there's a strategy that you've probably heard. It's called no contact rule. This is a very efficient strategy. Does it guarantee you getting back with your ex? No, but it's something you need to understand and understand how it works and understand how to apply it and also understand why it has an effect. However, in this video, I want to explain that or introduce 10 situations where actually no contact is not effective, because you're probably using the right tool but in the wrong context. And sometimes people make that mistake, so I've decided to make this video for you to use no contact when it matters in the right situation. Jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
First situation where it's not working is when you do no contact just for the sake of doing it. You've listened to some of my videos, read some blogs, and you've seen like, okay, I need to go no contact. But you do no contact and you fail to understand that it's an active process. So don't do no contact because of you're desperate and you've tried everything and you feel like, okay, it's the only thing I haven't tried, I'm going to do no contact. By doing that without really understanding the true nature, the benefits of no contact, you're missing the whole point. The impact of no contact, and I'll let you know, but I've made other videos on that, is to create that space for you to really focus on yourself. At the moment, what is very hard for you to manage is that your pleasure, your happiness, depended on an external factor, which was your ex or your primary attachment figure. The problem is that this structure has been disrupted because your partner left. What you have to create is a new balance. Find happiness somewhere else. Understand the role of potentially codependency about attachment. Okay, and once you do that, then you can contact your ex. But it's very hard to do this work, this healing process, this introspection, if you're in touch with your ex. You can't do both at the same time. And from a therapeutical point of view, that's why I love no contact. Second one is you're focusing more on your ex than yourself. Again, you're missing the whole point about no contact. And so you really need to understand that when you focus on your ex, you prolong and you halt the healing process. Getting back with an ex, it's not about how much you think about your ex. It's not about how much you think about what you're going to say to them the next time you see them. That's how you feel, but it's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it is to really understand why you guys broke up, to really understand what needs to change in your life, to explore those blind spots. Sometimes I have clients, they are 40, 50 years old, and they finally realize what was wrong, or the sort of insecurities they had, let's put it this way. Because if you decide to deny those and put the dust underneath the carpet, trust me, you're going to get back with your ex, but it's going to fail again. So it's about making yourself better and changing your mindset. Your mindset about yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you see your value, and the way you see relationship. Right now, when you're in a relationship, you're in focus mode, you're in silo, tunnel vision, it's called. Expand this. And no contact provides you this framework. Third one, your ex has lost interest. You go no contact, that's the best gift you could give to your ex. Now he can finally, or she can finally move on and forget about you. The idea of no contact from your ex's point of view is that it creates, the scarcity creates attraction. But it's different in your case because your ex is simply not into you. It happens in a relationship that I would call low intensity relationships, or when at some stage there was too much damage has been done before the breakup or after the breakup. And in those cases, it's very hard, if not impossible, to recover. And the effect of no contact will actually not change anything and will reinforce in your ex's mind the idea that I'm released, I don't have to deal with that person anymore, I can do my life. But then, because those feelings were not enough, they lost interest, they will stay in that mindset of, okay, I'm way better this way. If you're confused and thinking, oh, hold on, you're telling me no contact is great, but then you're telling me no contact is the best way for your ex to feel happy when they're alone, assess your situation. I put together a quiz for you, and it's very hard for me to do it with a video. So I put together a quiz, and actually all my clients need to take the quiz because I want you to assess, I think you should assess whether you have any chance of getting back with your ex. I did the stats the other day. I think 25% of the people answering have a chance of getting back with the ex, the ones taking the test. So I'm not doing it just to please you. Take the test. Sometimes it might be hard. It's not necessarily the results you want to see, but that will help you to take action to move forward. And if the score is below 15, for example, which is like the threshold in my test, then it's just a question of reflecting on what's best for you right now. So no contact won't bring your ex back if your score is less than 15%. So have a look. It's totally free, by the way. The link is in the description of the video. Fifth one, a lot of time has passed since the breakup. So in the context of you've been in contact with your ex for a year after the breakup. And now you decide, okay, I'm gonna no contact, and they're gonna miss me. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be more difficult. So sometimes, don't get me wrong, I use no contact after. You can do few no contacts. It's really depending on the situation. But the thing is, if you go no contact after begging and talking to your ex won't take you seriously. Okay, they'll call you a bluff. So it's very important to set healthy boundaries and make yourself distant. Remind yourself that sometimes the worst mistakes are made after the breakup. So really assess whether you haven't. The problem with having been in touch with your ex for months after the breakup is that then you set a precedent of them understanding that you're okay with that situation of you being in touch. So going no contact might trigger an effect, but it will have less impact than if you do it right after the breakup, where they really feel the loss. Especially because, like, when you stay in touch with your ex, they're probably dating people, so they feel like you're okay with the situation. That's not exactly the message we want to portray here. 6, breaking the rule multiple times. It's a common one, and I think it's fine because I know it's hard. It's fine to break no contact for the first time, but the thing is, if you do it constantly, then you first lose all the momentum, all the benefits of no contact, i.e. working on yourself. It's a little bit like an addiction where you say, like, okay, I'm gonna stop smoking, and then after 2 weeks you start taking one cigarette and you feel like, and you start from scratch. So you start again from scratch. That's the problem. So you have to find ways to cope with the pain and shift your attention to yourself. It's a discipline, no contact. I know it's hard. I see it as something temporary, and that's why I tell my clients, is like, it's not gonna last forever. At some stage, you'll have the ability to contact, to know what they're up to, but right now, the focus is on you. 7, you get no closure with your ex. So breakups without any explanation are the ones that hurt the most, and they are very frequent because people are bad communication, broadly speaking. People don't know how to break up with someone. So the thing is, no contact won't work when there's no closure. It won't work from your point of view. You know, everything I discussed about the introspection, about reflecting, about assessing. If you don't have any explanation, if the explanations that your ex gave you were not enough, it's very hard for you to get that closure. So you have to go no contact at some stage. And as I said, sometimes I do no contact, you contact, no contact, you contact. After a phase of no contact, because you need to release that pressure, you can choose to have in your mind the last conversation with your ex. In that context, the idea is not to make them change their mind, but for you to reflect, for you to have better information, better enough data to be able to process the breakup. Because if you don't know what went wrong, if you don't know the things that you need to work on, how can you work on those things? Of course, as I'm an experienced therapist, so usually I will spot the things you need to work on, but it's also great to have that point of view from your ex. And usually after a phase of no contact, they will have less resentment. They will be, you'll be able to have a more mature and constructive conversation with them. And then you go no contact. You do it again. 8, focused only on winning the breakup. So no contact won't work if you use it to degrade yourself, your ex. The idea is, of course, it's self-centered, but it's only self-centered. It's not about making the other lose the breakup. I know there's some people, I've seen that a few articles online where you like this power battle, you need to win the breakup. I don't really like this because we're adults, and the idea is, what can I do to feel better? What can I do to learn from this? You know, what can I do to become a better partner? And if that would benefit my ex and we'll get back together, fair enough. That's great. That's one of the great outcomes that I can wish for. The other outcome would be like, you have another partner who would benefit from this work. And so the idea of winning the breakup tries to rebalance things, whether it's in social circle, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical. Okay, you don't have to do no contact because you want to hurt, you want to reject. They rejected me, I need to reject them back. It's in a way the mature way, as I discussed before. We are adults. Should I say this or not? I usually don't coach people who are under 25. And I've done a video because there's actually the brain structure of people who are below 25 is not complete, so especially for boys. And there's an element of immaturity because that's why the way we deal with breakups when we are teenagers, when we are in our 30s, is very different because we are not mature enough, and it's from a brain perspective. So we're adults. You can be smart, you can be intelligent, whatever, but when you're below 25, from a neuroscientific point of view, you're not mature. Relationships was just a fling, and distance won't have any impact on the fling. So you can use no contact to have a clear idea of what you had, and at this stage, just be open to other opportunities. Maybe it's time for you to install a dating app and look what's going on elsewhere. Get that distance, compare, try to knock your ex from that pedestal. If you're not sure whether your relationship was a fling or not, again, take the quiz if you're not sure. Then your ex has moved on already. So no contact won't work with someone who doesn't feel anything. The thing is, it's hard, it happens, but don't be upset. Don't break yourself down. Don't beat yourself down. Use this time apart, again, to reflect on yourself and on relationship. If you need to get in touch with your ex to get that closure, fair enough, try to get it. Sometimes you won't get that closure from your partner. Find that closure yourself. And be realistic about what you had. Sometimes people have a fantasy of the relationship they had. They're more in love with the idea of being in love. They're in love with the idea of being in a relationship. But were you really happy with that person? Was that person really the one making you feel important? Did you matter in their life? Really ask yourself those questions. It's sometimes we feel like, oh no, it was fine, and you sort of rationalize, no. Was it really the right relationship? And now, if you followed well, I skipped a number. Which one did I follow? Let me know in the comment section. And I'd love to know also your experience of no contact, because by sharing your experience of no contact, whether it was successful, unsuccessful, how you did it, that would benefit other people watching the video. Let me know, because sharing is caring. I'll see you next time. Bye.
For a long time, get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer.